Good morning.
Good morning.
It is a good morning, isn't it?
It is.
Why?
Because we woke up.
And because we say it's a good morning. So we want to welcome you here to our celebration service here at Unity of Fort Collins on May 16th. We are an all-inclusive community. We believe in the goodness in all beings, that we are all part of the divine love intelligence that is everywhere present in all that is seen and unseen, and that each of us is an individualized expression of this divine love intelligence. We welcome all beings, no matter where you are on your path of discovery, of recovery, of just beingness, exploring what spirituality is. We welcome you here to our celebration service this Sunday, or whenever you get to tune in. That's the beauty of technology. Yeah. So thank you so much for your presence here. Our vision statement here at Unity of Fort Collins is that we are centered in love, inspired by spirit, and therefore we awaken, we connect, and we thrive. So that is the beauty of this community. We believe that love is really the power and presence, no matter what you name that essence that is spirit itself, whether it's the divine love, if it's the Christ consciousness, the Buddha nature, the Krishna energy, whatever that is for you, we know that it ultimately is love. For love is that power that is breathing you and me. So I want to welcome you here. May you enjoy this morning of inspiration, of message and music, and most of all, the love that we share. So I'm going to pass this over to Reverend Davine. Do we have some announcements?
Well, just to let you know, all the announcements are on our website. You can go and look to see what's coming up. We are doing the second coating of painting in the sanctuary today so that we can be complete with that. And we want to give major kudos, big time, today for Mike Hawes and Scott Kuntze, who are back there diligently working so that we can then put everything together. I would love some help with putting things back, the furniture and such, putting things back, preferably before next weekend or by next weekend. So if that's something that you have a little bit of time and are willing to help me do, you could reach out to Julie in the office so that she knows. I'll be happy to give you a call and we can connect. So that's my announcement. And I think Reverend Liz wants to share something about our class.
Yes. Well, we are starting a brand new class. And for those of you who like to go deeper, and I know you're out there, that you like to go deeper into the exploration of spirituality and who and what we're here to be and to be about. And anyone out there that doesn't really like conflict, anybody love conflict? Maybe some of you do, but conflict is something that happens all the time. It happens within myself, with others, with situations. Conflict is a part of life. And what we want to learn about, I want to learn more about, and I've learned some, but I would like to revisit what I do know and deepen it. It is from the book called The Eye of the Storm by Dr. Reverend Gary Simmons, who is a Unity teacher and profound minister. In his book, The Eye of the Storm, which is the study that we're going to use, it's about embracing conflict and finding that there are skills and things that we could change our perception about and change our experience of conflict, and to find that there's actually gifts to be found, and not to avoid it, but to welcome it and to embrace it so that we can come back into that divine peace that is always seeking to be had within ourselves, situations, and with other people. So the class is starting this coming Tuesday. That is May 18th. It is from 6 to 8 p.m. It will be via Zoom. Hopefully this will be our last, quote, need for a Zoom class, as we would anticipate opening up sometime in the near future. However, all that information is available, again, on the website, Unity of Fort Collins. Just hit the News and Events tab. It should be right towards the top. It is starting Tuesday. You still have time to sign up. You can make a down payment for the class. Again, all the information is there. Julie is in the office Monday through Thursday, and that's from 9 until 12. So if you want to speak to her or get a hold of her, please let us know. We'd love to have you join us in this class. And Reverend Davine and I are co-teaching it.
Yeah, it's going to be a great class. We're excited about it.
And it's a great way to get to know each other on a deeper level that you don't know until you try it. And I invite you to try the first class and see if it's something that you'd like to engage in at no cost.
And you also have the safety of practicing with each other some of the tools you'll be learning about conflict resolution in a safe way.
Excellent. I do want to make a quick shout out too to Leanne Gable and the folks that were here yesterday. They were out on day 2 of taking care of our beautiful Unity of Fort Collins grounds. So thank you, Leanne, and thank you to all the volunteers who connected with Mother Earth and helped clean up the property. So we are so blessed by this community and by all of you. So thank you so much. I'm so excited for today's service, and I think it's time to pray. I invite you now to join us as we center ourselves in the consciousness with prayer. So if it feels comfortable, I invite you to close your eyes. Take a deep breath in and let it go. Another breath in. And let it go. And as we just become still, just notice your breath. Notice the natural rhythm of the inhalation and the exhalation. And as we become conscious of our breath, aware of our breath, which is always with us, we become aware, we become conscious of that presence that is breathing us with or without our awareness. I know this conscious breath is the breath of the divine. It is divine love intelligence that is breathing me, that is breathing you, that is breathing all of creation. And so we open in gratitude to this presence of love that surrounds us, that fills us, that breathes us, and in truth is us. Knowing that we are here to remember that we are each individualized expression of this one life, this divine love intelligence. And we give thanks for this opportunity to remember who we are. And as we remember who we are, we surrender and we release all false ideas, all things that are not the truth of who we are, so that we can be free to be the love beings that we came here to be as infants and have forgotten along the way, perhaps. So I give thanks for today's celebration service. I give thanks for Reverend Davine, for the message that has been brought through her to each and every one of us. We open our hearts to the message in her talk. We open to the message in the music, in the song, and the lyrics. We open to the love that is here to heal and reveal any sense of separation we may feel within ourselves, with others, and in our world. And so I give thanks, knowing today is a blessed day in every way. And we know it to be so and accept it as we say together, and so it is. And so now I invite you to join us as we speak aloud in unison our unity blessing. Invite you to place your hands upon your heart. Take a breath. Together, our unity centers us in light and peace, allowing us to recognize our God within and to radiate that love to the world. And so we do.
Good morning. I would like to introduce our guest musician, Denise Rosier, who I actually had the pleasure of meeting when we were in Colorado Springs a few weeks ago. She is a contemporary inspirational artist, is an award-winning singer, songwriter, producer, and recording artist. She is best known for writing music for New Thought, spiritual communities and audiences gathered under the spiritual but not religious umbrella. Her original songs have been released on 5 solo studio albums, numerous compilation albums and television, and in addition, winning 5 Positive Music Awards. Denise is the only artist to push New Thought music through the genre barrier by winning 2 nominations for Best Contemporary Christian Gospel Album at an Independent Music Award in 2016 and 2019. That's pretty outstanding to be able to do that. Denise's concerts, music, and message programs and enrichment workshops are all part of her passion to help people come to the understanding of one another through music, conversation, and their oneness with the divine. Thank you, Denise, so much for joining us virtually and sending your love through your music with us today. We're so blessed to have you. Thank you.
Unity of Fort Collins is Denise Rosier, and I am so excited to be back with you again. We are going to raise the roof with shouts of praise right from where we are this morning. Sing along with me. We have come together as a family. We have come here as we are. Yes. And we have come with arms wide open. We have gathered here in love. Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. Raise the roof with shouts of praise. Spirit's in this place. We sing in celebration. We sing with words of prayer. We affirm our life as sacred. We declare that peace is here. Yeah, yeah. Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. Raise the roof with shouts of praise. Spirit's in this place. Let's sing it together. Spirit is in this place. Spirit is in this. Spirit is in this place. Happy Sunday, everybody.
Authentic living is my key to belonging. Among the billions of people on this planet, there is only one me. There's not another soul on earth who can make the unique contributions that I'm here to make. The most wonderful paradox is that the more I choose authenticity, the truer I am to being myself, the more easily I find myself with people and situations that show me how much I truly belong. Embracing and celebrating all that sets me apart helps me see how each of us is here to do what no other can. Each one of us is part of the full spectrum of creation. We all belong. Even as we celebrate differences, I look beyond them to see the divinity that joins us as members of one family to which we all belong.
I am goodness, grace beyond measure. I am peace, here and now. I am wholeness, thriving perfection. I am love. I am love. I am joy, free and abundant. I am peace, here and now. I am spirit, open and boundless. I am love. I am love. We are goodness, grace beyond measure. We are peace, here and now. We are wholeness, thriving perfection. We are love. We are love. We are life, free and abundant. We are joy, awakened and wild. We are spirit, open and boundless. We are love. We are love. We are spirit, open and boundless. We are love. We are love.
And now I want to tell you, we've been talking this month about understanding. We have 12 powers, and we picked understanding as the power that we're working with. And the first week we had the beloved Reverend Dr. David Alt speaking about spiritual understanding. Reverend Liz last week spoke about Mother's Day and the aspect of listening in understanding. This week, I'm going to speak to you about realization. The talk title is Realization, Finding Your Authentic Self. Linda Martel-Whitsitt says, realization is a crucial part of understanding. It's either a flash of understanding or a gradual drawing of awareness. Realization comes as a result of growing comprehension. Where comprehension can be effortful, realization is effortless. It's like, oh, it came to me. I knew what it meant. Oh, I get it. That's kind of the aspect of what I'm going to be speaking about today. And people always say to me, you speak so much all the time about your authentic self. I even have colleagues that say, what else is new? That's what you talk about. Well, there's so many layers of being your authentic self. And many of us are still trying to find our way in what that even means. Right now, in the past years, it's been like a new buzz phrase. I'm my authentic self. And in fact, today I decided just for you guys, I was going to wear something that has part of me. See the whole peacock with glitters thing? That would not be normally something that I would wear, mostly because I don't want to make other people feel uncomfortable with my boldness and brightness and sparkleliciousness. Part of what I'm going to speak about today is people pleasing. And that's an aspect of my people pleasing, is to make sure I don't make you too uncomfortable with my bodaciousness. Superman and tattoos. So as I give this talk, I know you're still scratching your head about the Superman part of it. It'll come through. I have a quote that I have been sitting with for the past few weeks, and I'd like to read it and invite you to listen to this inspirational download from Great Spirit with this quote in mind. This is from William James, and it goes like this. Seek out that particular attribute which makes you feel most deeply and vitally alive, along with which comes the inner voice that says, this is the real me. And when you have found that attribute, follow it. So listen to that filter as I speak. That attribute that fills you up, follow that. So many of us are of a generation where we were never encouraged to tap in and tune into the authentic self. In fact, all age groups, we're taught as little children how to behave, how to be. It starts out subtly when we do something that we get praise and approval from, and we like that. Or not so much, and we get a reprimand, and we don't like that so much. And then it goes a little further. We start to, as we are little toddlers, develop personality pieces. And again, it's all encouraged by the reward system. Oh, isn't that cute when she does that? Look at him. He's so adorable. And we like it. It's natural. And as we meet our first little friends, we start seeing different behavioral models than what we saw in our house. And we start trying them on for size to see how they feel. And then we might get a reprimand at home for that behavior. We don't understand why that is. Or we do something that we get a praise on at home, and we do it around our little friend. And our little friend doesn't like that so much. We get kind of confused with, well, at home I get praised for that. And so this is where we kind of learn the people pleasing aspect of ourselves. I need to act this way with mom and dad. And I need to be this way at school with my friends and my teachers. And oh gosh, with grandma and grandpa and aunties, I need to be this way. And with uncles, I have to be this way. Otherwise, I'm not accepted. And so it instills in us this behavior that who I am, just naturally free flowing as myself, isn't always okay. Now, some of us are strong willed personalities at a young age, and we rebel and revolt against that, and we don't care. We just show up as our proud, precious selves. And that's fantastic. But most of us, not so much. As we've gone through school years, and then we get closer to preparing for after school, some families, it's already a given. There's a family business, and you're going to be part of the family business as a teenager, so you can learn the business, because one day it's going to be your business that you're going to take over. No thoughts as to whether you have any interest in this business or not. You're just going to take over. That was the way things were for many, many generations. And it was an honor to be able to have that handed down to you. And that was mostly for men. Women's sole purpose really and truly was to procreate. Our job was to have babies. So our job was not to think about what else we might enjoy doing or being about. And then if you were a little more affluent family, and that might have been shoved down your throat that you were supposed to work at the family business, your goal was to do better for your kids. They should have it better than you. They should have opportunities you missed out on. So you want to make sure that they're going to go to school, go to a college, trade school, something where they can make a good, solid living. And especially if you were men back in the day, I'm talking about back in the day, your job was to find something that you could be a good provider, be a doctor, be a lawyer, some skill that you could be, engineer, that you could make a good living to provide for your family. It wasn't really important if you liked it. That wasn't part of the process. Or in some families, the parents, because they didn't have the choice, wanted to put their vision and their dream of what they would have liked to have done onto their children. You're going to go to school to be this. We see that a lot now in this day and age with parents pushing their kids to sports, whether the kids are really interested or not, because that's what the parent wanted. Oh, you're getting a good scholarship to go to school. Again, not always paying attention and understanding what your children want. And we have these beauty queen pageants for little girls, 3, 4, 5 years old, growing up to believe that who they are is how pretty they are, because that's what mommy wanted to have. And it's really competitive. It's amazing. So we don't really often have a chance to plot and scheme about what we want. What would give us joy at all? We just go through the motions. Now, I have watched many a person spiral in depression by doing a lot of things in their life that don't give them any joy. They have been doing it for years. They take to suicide, drinking, drugging, or any other type of addictive behavior to numb out from their displeasure in life, because they're not living any part that fills their soul. And if you remember that quote that I asked you to focus on, that quote, seek out that particular attribute that makes you feel most deeply, vitally alive. Many of us in my generation were not raised that way. And we are later in life trying to figure out what that even means. That's why I talk about it a lot. We are trying to figure out, well, geez, what would I do? What would I do? And for you younger folks, you have the perfect opportunity. You haven't lived long enough to have to let that stuff stay on you. You have an opportunity to tap into your body and say, ew, I'm storing stuff in here that doesn't feel good to me because I am not living in a way that aligns with me, my soul purpose, or for that matter, what that might even look like. And so I invite you just to take a moment to think about this little ditty. My age group knows who Superman is. Superman was the first superhero developed June of 1932. And it was actually developed by two young men. Let me get their names correct here. They were two Jewish boys. They were immigrant children that live in Cleveland, Ohio, or were from Cleveland, Ohio. Mitchell Siegel and Joe Schuster. They were these geeky, skinny, little nerdy dudes. You know the ones. They don't get that much attention. Nobody really notices them so much. They invented a superhero, Superman, to attract girls because geeky dudes weren't cool then like they are now. And so they did this to attract girls. So think about it. Here's this character, Clark Kent, much like these boys, kind of a meek, mild fellow, trying to get Lois Lane's attention. They're in the newsroom and he's trying to get her attention. Well, he gets her attention by this alter ego part of him that she later finds out is Superman. Well, who wouldn't want to get with Superman? He's really cool. Superman, before they developed more of the story about the kryptonite and the villain stuff, was basically this guy who's like you and me, doing our best to do good deeds out in the world. And when we see something that isn't okay, find a way to correct it with some good. So basically, Superman was practicing the art of kindness, compassion, and understanding in his efforts to do right and protect others. So think about this. Are you in or out of the phone booth? Like, do you need to have the superhero costume on in order to be your authentic self? Or could you find a way just to look at you and smile and say, who I am with the gifts and talents that I have that are unique, am a superhero to me. I don't have to put on any fancy ways and be this way with one relative and that way with one friend and this way with another coworker to be myself. Could you imagine how exhausting that is if you get up every day and you're one way with your family? Then you go to work and you have to sit in the car and put this hat on and make sure you're acting this way. Oh, that's tiring. And then if you have to meet with some colleagues or some, of the board members of some company or something, totally different persona. Because, geez, who I am might not be big enough or good enough to present. Or then, in my case, being in church, I get to have another persona because that's what's expected of how the reverend is supposed to be. So we don't be us. It's tiring. It's very tiring to have to remember, who did I say what to? It's like, no, I didn't. No, which one? I don't remember which one I said that to. So before I ever became a minister, I worked in the optical industry for years, and I had many patients come in and share the most intimate things about their family with me. And on some level, I guess they saw something about me that I was just tuning into, that I was safe, that I was kind and compassionate. I would listen. I wouldn't judge them so much, and that they could divulge things to me. And so I heard a lot of very interesting stories about the parent that wanted their child to go to a good school. In fact, I worked for a woman who was one of those personalities that was hardwired. Who she was a successful businesswoman, and she was driven all the time by what she thought was successful. And therefore, that's what her kids were going to be. Otherwise, if you're not driven and successful, you're lazy. So she put that on both of her children. One of her kids, her daughter, of course, followed the vision of mom and went to a great school and on and on. The son, well, he wasn't driven like mom. He didn't want to go to college, and that was not acceptable to her. You will go to college, young man. You will get a degree and you will do something with yourself. And under her breath, she probably thought, and it will make me happy. So she told me that her son had gone to school for 2 years, didn't do well in school because he wasn't interested in school. And she's wasting all this money for him to get a good education. He doesn't want to go to school. That's not okay. He had dropped out, unbeknownst to her, and was hanging out at the Buddhist temple in San Francisco. And when she found out about that, she was livid. Because you see, it wasn't about her son's education. It was about how it reflected on her. I have worked hard for you to have money to get a good education, young man, and you will do what I want you to do. Where in that is any part of understanding of what makes her son tick? Where in that is there room for him to prosper in his own life and stand up and be proud of whom he is as a person? Nowhere. Because every time he attempts to stand up and even tap in a little to what might give him joy, he's got mom and dad smacking that down saying no, because it doesn't fit their model of what they think is right for him. So you can see this generational cycle. Again, you will take over the family business, or you will go to college and you will become this. Well, she was mad as heck when she shared that with me. And I said, well, why are you wasting your money? He doesn't want to do it. And she looked at me just like my face is right now, like, don't you get it? This isn't an option. And I said, well, you know what's going to happen is he's going to go to school, going to go back to school because you demanded of him. And he's not going to apply himself again. And he's still going back to that Buddhist temple because that's really where he wants to be. So why don't you just let him be there till he kind of taps in and figures out what the heck he wants to do with his life? That didn't go over real well. Okay, that's an example. Had another patient come in. Their daughter had just graduated with her BA. They were all proud. And do you know what that ungrateful child said to us? And I'm all ears, of course, because they really just need to share their frustration with me. They told me when we were saying, you need to go out and get a job now. Oh, no, I'm not interested in that. Well, what do you mean you're not interested in that? You just graduated. No, well, we think it's time. Well, if you're not interested in going back, then maybe it's time to go work on your master's degree. No, you don't understand. I'm not interested in that. I told you all along I wanted to do this. And now that I've graduated, I'm going to go ahead and do this. Oh, well, if you think we're going to pay for more schooling, forget it, young lady. Because again, wasn't what they saw for her. The conditions apply. We don't get to be our authentic self because good behavior gets this, bad behavior gets this. We're not even aware that it's happening. And so I ask you, if you're older and you're still doing things in just a perpetual automatic way, and you're not aware of it at all, if any part of this talk has clicked in a little bit for you, start thinking about what would you like to do? Because I have also had clients that were in their late 40s, men and women alike, who were miserable, Women, because they raised their family and never lived their passion of what they wanted to do. They just got a job to help contribute. And then now they're ready to go on to become whatever they want to become. Or men who have done the career for years, burn out, never liked it, want to go and do something else because it gives them joy. Do it. And for everyone else in the family, all the friends that are scratching their heads saying, where did that come from? It has been there for years, dormant and stirring. And you youngsters, you again, pay attention to the pieces that want more. And this is where the tattoo part comes into play. I don't know about you, but I guess about 15, 20 years ago, that became a trend where a lot of younger people started getting tattoos. Not the military ink tattoos that the men and women are proud to sport for serving their country, but artistic tattoos. And not just one or two in a hidden place, but lots of them. And I remember being in Starbucks and seeing someone in line that had a whole sleeve of body art. And the first thing I thought, my first response was, oh my God, how are they going to get a job? The mother in me. Hey, how are they going to get a job? Not, oh, isn't that interesting? Wow, that's kind of pretty. That's interesting. I'm worried that this young person won't be getting a job because my generation, if we showed up to work with all of that, that would not be happening. And I watched myself thinking, wow, look at that hardcore wiring of what can and can't happen because of body art. The folks that are supporting body art are doing wonderful entrepreneurial things, creating in wonderful, brilliant ways. They're dancing their dance. They're not suited up to make you and me happy. They're not trying to make us unhappy, but they're a little more interested in making themselves happy. And if it's a ripple effect and you're happy too, that's good news. I worked with a young woman who, just an amazing soul. Everyone liked her. Older people, younger people, truck drivers, CEOs of companies, everyone liked her because she was just a warm, effervescent, caring individual. She was also my top salesperson, just by being herself. Well, she had body art. I knew that. We talked about different things. I have some, whatever. But I was in a medical practice with old school ophthalmologists where there was a certain dress code with lab coats and, very rigid. And during the summer, the air conditioning broke down in the optical department and it was sweltering. And even though we all had our summer short sleeve lab coats on, she was like fainting. And I so wanted to tell her, take it off. Just have your top on. Just take it off. I couldn't because the tattoos would show. And all I could think is I felt terrible that I couldn't give her the permission to just be comfortable and be yourself because everyone loves you, because the doctors wouldn't approve of that. We're in a very different time right now. And more people are tapping in and tuning into what feels right. So I have another quote for you. This is by Joseph Campbell. We must be willing to let go of the life we planned, or in this case, someone else planned for us, so that we can have a life that is waiting for us. And that doesn't count. I mean, if you're 16 trying to plan on what college you want to go to, or you're 80, have been retired and trying to figure out what else gives you joy, what do you need to let go of to be present to what wants to flow through you today? So this just caught my eye. I'm always seeing little snippets that catch my eye and I think, oh, love that. Be yourself. Weird, wonderful, sensitive, impulsive, crazy, mystical, vulnerable, lovable, magical, and beautiful. Because when you be yourself, the right people will adore you for who you are, not for all the little hats you're trying to put on to please other people. Trust yourself to know that you can let go of what those expectations you are deeply rooted in and conditioned in. If you find ways to put those down, you can let the parts that want to emerge come through. So I encourage you to look in the mirror, look at yourself. Look at yourself, shoulders back, hands on hips, and say, I'm a superhero. I am my own superhero. Right here, right now, who I am fabulous, because whatever qualities I bring are superhero qualities of me being what my authentic self is about. If you do that and you're young, rock on. If you do that and you're older, and the mind shatter starts in with, oh my God, look at how much time I wasted. I could have done this and this. Stop beating yourself up about it. The beautiful thing, you're tapping into it today. The beautiful thing is that you can smile today and say, it's not too late. I'm just getting started. I'm just starting to color out of the lines to figure out what gives me joy, what gives me passion, what gives me that opportunity to just bloom and blossom and flourish. And you know, you're going to have some people that just are released from your life because that no longer works for them anymore. You're going to have some people really confused. Well, you never used to act like that. That's okay. It really is okay, because they're either going to stand up and be joyful and happy for you or not. But the truth is, many of us are experiencing all kinds of physical ailments or symptoms by stuffing down who we are to make other people feel happy and comfortable. And how is that working for you? Whether you're old or young, when your body gives you symptomatic messages, it is to say, something's not working here. And I want you, pull. I want you to pay attention to me, because your body's your beautiful earth suit that carts you around. So bless it. And if it's giving you a message, pay attention. Pay attention. I'm going to read that quote to you again, because I want you to really sit with it. I want you to even spend a little time this week, should you choose, to journal a little bit about if anything resonated. Or even journal about something I said that made you mad. Because if I made you mad, I stirred an emotion somewhere that wanted to be heard. And I'm good with that. And if I made you happy, that's good too. Either way, if I've evoked something within you where you are thinking, what is my authentic self anyway? Who is that person? More power to you. So the quote from William James is this: seek out that particular attribute which makes you feel most deeply and vitally alive, along with which comes the inner voice that says, this is the real me. And when you found that attribute, follow it.
It is now that time in our service where we like to give our thanks, our gratitudes to this unity community, which serves us and serves the world through consciousness, through service. In case you don't know, we also tithe and make donations out to our local community because we believe in that law of circulation, that what we give out, we always open up to more. So I want to thank each and every one of you for all of your continuous generosity as you send your tithes, your gifts and offerings via PayPal on the front page of Unity of Fort Collins, whether you send a check or drop one off. We thank you. We are so blessed by the prosperity consciousness and for the giving community that Unity of Fort Collins is. So we want to thank you for being that love and sharing that love in that way. We are so blessed. So I invite you to put your hands upon your heart as we speak together in unison our prosperity blessing of Unity of Fort Collins. And together, divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, God.
I love with the heart of God within me. I sing with the voice of God within me. I rest in the peace of God within me. Everything praises God within me. I know with the might of God within me. I pray with the faith of God within me. I trust in the power of God within me. Everything praises God within me. I am a safe and loving place, born of beauty and amazing grace. I laugh with the joy of God within me. I shine with the light of God within me. I am who I am 'cause of God within me. Everything praises God. Everything praises God. Everything praises God within me. Praises God. Everything praises God. Everything praises God. Everything praises God within me. Within me.
The law of protection. The light of God surrounds us. I am that light. The love of God enfolds us. I am that love. The power of God protects us. I am that power. The presence of God watches over us. I am that presence. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.
Unity Fort Collins, it has been so good to be with you this morning. Thank you for having me. Thank you for singing along with me. If you want to hear any of these songs again, you can stream them online at Spotify or Pandora. You can download it from iTunes or Amazon.com, or you can visit me at DeniseRosier.com. You can even say, "Hey, Alexa, play Denise Rosier," and I will be right there singing to you or singing with you. I so look forward to seeing you again. I look forward to the time that we can see each other in person. And until then, many blessings and lots of love, and I will see you real soon. In spirit's love, my life is found, my breath, my light, my strength, my all, in perfect peace, on solid ground, I walk this world unharmed, unbound. Though tears draw near, I'm never far from spirit's mind, from spirit's heart, my comforter, my mighty tower. In spirit's love, my life is found. In spirit's eyes, I am whole, in flesh and bone, in mind and soul, unblemished in sweet holy light. I am God's and God is mine. There is no force that can divide the bond between my God and I wear this birthright like a crown. In spirit's love, my life is found. I stand amazed at what almighty power creates in every hue and every size. So it is, and so am I. I'll chart my life upon the waves of miracles seen every day. My ship will never run aground. In spirit's love, my life is found. In spirit's love, my life is found.
Namaste. I thank you so much for listening to me. And I would say that on any of the talks that you've missed on understanding, play them. That's the beautiful thing about being virtual. You can fast forward to parts you like and back up and replay something if you want to. Or if you missed it completely because you were doing the dishes and checked out on something else, you can play it again. And that's so fantastic. It's on the Facebook page, it's on YouTube. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And we give kudos to our beloved Andres for allowing that to be available to us. So let us just take a moment now to give thanks for the music. Gosh, the music that filled our soul today. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Denise Rosier. Thank you for whatever I said that spurred or spurred you, whichever way. And that as you go out into the world this week, that you pay attention to components of yourself that allow you to be more tapped into understanding. Understanding things about people that you don't understand or connect with. You don't have to, but have an element of understanding of what that is for them. Pay attention to areas that you might want to just be more understanding for yourself. I wish you this week an opportunity to just go out, do something silly and ridiculous like getting your own superhero cape. And I don't care if you just wear it once in a while in the bathroom for yourself, do that for yourself. I bless you. I wish you an amazing week. And as I send you out, I know that absolutely any part of you that you are just now discovering or revisiting, getting to know for the first time or all over again, that you celebrate and rejoice on all those parts that are your authentic pieces and bits to love. I know that anyone and everyone that you need to let go of because they don't support the superhero within you is okay, because it is replaced by new people that get you, that want to sing, dance, and celebrate your magnificent, authentic self. I let go knowing that all of this is not only possible, probable, but happening right here, right now. Giving thanks and just blessing the day and the week to come. If you'll anchor it or feel called in any way, just say to yourself, and so it is, because it's a validation that it is so. Namaste.